YS4 by Logic. Logic has been busy in 2018, but still managed to put together YS4. Riding off the success of Everybody, Logic felt it was time to get back to the Young Sinatra his fans have been asking for. Does Logic finally deliver on it? Here's our honest review of YS4 by Logic.
YS4, Young Sinatra 4, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah.
This album artwork, man, it kind of goes along with the theme of the other Young Sinatras, if you're familiar.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I prefer the old style than actually seeing Logic's face this time. But I understand why you would do it. It's an album. It's not a mixtape. You can't just put whatever picture you want up there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the final one.
Do you know what 2877?
I don't know. I know that was the one on the original Young Sinatra cover, so I don't know if he just mimicked that one. And I know the 9/28/18 is a release date.
Yeah, so maybe February 8th, 1977 was
Sinatra's date of birth or something like that.
Maybe something like that.
Watch, they go get us in the comments. Y'all don't know. Y'all not real Logic fans. But sorry.
Look, I'm not a Frank Sinatra fan. Let's get that correct. The flow of this album. How did you feel about the flow of this project?
Well, at first I felt like the flow stayed true to what he said it was going to be, and that's the Young Sinatra. And I felt like he stayed true to that feeling. This is going to be Young Sinatra 4. This is what he said the fans has been asking for. And I think the flow followed that formula. We got the boom bap, as he said. And I felt like, for the most part, it stayed consistent. We had a couple hits here and there where it kind of like tuned out of the Young Sinatra vibe. But for the most part, he settled on what he aimed to do. And that was to create the Young Sinatra 4. So I thought the flow was pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree with you. He was going for the Young Sinatra feel. If y'all are any of y'all familiar with the Young Sinatra feel, this is right up that alley. The production is boom bap, just like he said at the beginning. It followed that trend. So I was rocking. So as far as the flow goes, he nailed it.
Yep.
What's your highlights, man?
Oh, my highlights would definitely have to be The Return. As soon as that came on, as soon as I heard the single, but as soon as I heard it in like the progression of the album, it fit really well. I was kind of knocking Everybody Dies in Return, like kind of sounding similar, but I guess the more times I listened to it, it kind of actually kept the momentum of the album. It kept it going. The Glorious Five, I really like that one a lot, man. I feel like his flow and just his wordplay was on point on that one. We already know about One Day. That's cool. Wu-Tang Forever, I actually like it a lot more than I thought I was going to like it. I just thought that, some members, of course, killed it more than the others did. 100 Miles of Running, though, I felt like that was one of the standouts on here. Not just because of Wale, but just because of even what Logic did with the third verse and how he kind of just made it just like a real vibey party type and everything like that. And Young Sinatra 4, it's hard for me to rank all of them, but Young Sinatra 4 was dope, especially with the beat change. It was really dope. I thought that was a welcome change to the formula of Young Sinatra. He ain't never did a beat change like that, and I thought that was really, really dope. And Legacy, I really enjoyed Legacy the more I listened to it, because the first time I was just like, okay, it's cool, but the more I listened to it, I'm like, yo, this was a defining Logic track right here.
Yeah, man. My highlights for this project, it's a lot. All right, let's just say that. Everybody died. Well, actually, Thank You came on, and I actually like what he did with Thank You, with the beat and everything like that. There is something I don't like about it. We'll get to that in the lowlights.
Yeah.
Everybody Dies in The Return. I love how they transitioned straight into each other. I didn't even notice the song change. Obviously the beat changed, but he did that a couple times on this project. The Glorious Five is on point.
Yeah.
On point. One Day featuring Ryan Tedder. We liked the song when we first heard it.
Yep.
But after I heard it a good 4 or 5 times, 5 more times, I was like, yo, this joint is fire.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. I like everything he did in it. I'm going straight to 100 Miles and Running featuring Wale. That joint was dope. I like the party vibe, them rapping over the break beat. It was pretty dope. It sounded like some Maryland shit. You know what I'm saying? I was rocking with that. YS4, that joint was crazy. I'm fucking with it. I'm rocking. The Adventures of Stony Bob, I was actually feeling it. Yeah, I was actually feeling it. Legacy is just some real shit.
Yes.
I don't see how you can't like it. Iconic, I like it more when the beat changes, because when the original beat comes on, it just sounds like a fake icon beat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, but once the beat changed, I was just like,
yeah.
Okay. And the beat changed. And I actually like Last Call a lot. Yeah, dang. I do. I like it a lot.
We're going to have a talk.
What's your lowlights, man?
Well, Thank You was a great track to begin with. But my man, Logic, with all respect, we did not need 3 minutes of voicemails telling why we appreciate Logic. I'm a big fan of Logic.
Didn't he do that on Welcome to Forever?
No, he didn't.
You sure that wasn't the intro? He had a couple phone calls?
Nope, he didn't.
Okay.
I listened to it today, so that's why I'm saying it wasn't it. But yeah.
He's done that before, right?
I'm trying to remember what song it might have been. It might have been on... We'll get back to that
later. We reviewed too many albums.
But I just didn't really like that as a start of the album. Like, Thank You, like the song itself was dope. Like, I loved it. But, my man, I did not want to hear people talking about how things, because I understand it. Like, we always see videos of you talking to your fans. I see fans posting stuff on comments on Twitter and Instagram. I get it. It's kind of you trying to, respect to the fans that care about you and that came up with you. But it kind of took me out of the album. But Everybody Dies brought me back in, so it was cool. But I just didn't need that at the beginning. Wu-Tang Forever, even though it was on my highlights, I felt like he could have threw some beat changes in there, to keep it the song fresh. And it's just like, I love Ghostface Killer, Raekwon, RZA, and Method Man, but after that, it kind of got similar. So if you threw a little beat changes in there, it would have made the song even more, I guess, fresher. You know what I mean? Ordinary Day, while it is a good song, I felt like it took it out of the rotation of the Young Sinatra vibe, because I felt like 1 through 7 was like straight killing it, like with the vibe of Young Sinatra, and Ordinary Day was just like, let me go here. And then even the Adventures of Stony Bob is cool and everything, but I just couldn't help but think about Bobby Tarantino. I smoke weed. Like, I couldn't help but think about that. Like, you get it, bro. You get it, man. And Iconic, man, I just didn't need it on here. I wanted to hear a verse from Jaden. Like, I thought it was coming in, but like you said, the beat change saved it, but I still don't feel like it was needed on Young Sinatra. I felt like that could have been on Ultra 85, because I feel like Ultra 85 is about to be like a lot of collab shit and everything like that. So I just didn't feel it. And Last Call, I'm sorry, I don't need it. As much as I enjoy listening to him talk about his life like he always does, in the context of this album, I felt like Legacy would have been the perfect ender. That's just in my opinion. Because Legacy would have been like the high note to go out on, because that hit me like really, really hard.
Look, man, my lowlights, it's not many. Not many at all. Look, on Thank You, I wasn't feeling all those phone calls. I was just like, damn, this is a lot of phone calls. Like, so after I listened to it like two times, I was just like, I'm skipping the phone calls after the songs. After the rapping's done, I'm skipping it every time.
Yep.
Okay, so that's one of my issues. Wu-Tang Forever. If you're a Wu-Tang fan, I'm pretty sure you were ecstatic that this song happened. Me personally, I'm with him. I'm with Ace. Ghostface, Raekwon, and Method Man should have been the only people on this song. Yeah, who cares?
I didn't say that.
I get it. No, I'm okay. Yeah, he didn't say it. I'm putting words in his mouth. I'm saying I'm good with only 3 members being on this song. All the rest of them, I'm not saying they didn't have good verses. I'm just saying it just seemed like the song was just going on for too fucking long. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, I don't care for the RZA. He's a great producer. I don't want to hear him rap. He's got a couple cool songs. I really don't care for the Jizza. Go ahead, old heads, knock me. I don't care. I still don't care. I don't like it. And then my last negative thing is basically Iconic. Like, but it's not because of Jaden. I could care less if Jaden was on there or not. I mean, he was only there for like 10 seconds. Yeah. But that beat, that original beat, it's like...
Can't touch it.
I mean, yo, Nas and Sonny Norway. Please, next time Logic asks y'all to make a beat that sounds something, say no. Yeah. Like, don't try to mock the Icon beat, because that beat is incredible. Yeah. For y'all to find a sample that sounded similar and try to freak it the same, it's like, nah. And y'all want, and I can't imagine Logic doing the cool dances outside of the Tesla. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't happening.
Right. Final thoughts.
Yeah.
Look, man.
This your man. I'm
Look,
trying
man.
to let you go
At first, like when I first heard the album, I didn't know what to think. But you know, I listened to it more and more and more, and I was just like, "Yo, Logic crafted what he set out to do." I didn't want Young Sinatra back. You know, I was content with the Logic that we've been getting, and I was never one of the fans that's like, "Oh, I want the old Logic." I just wanted Logic to come back at it raw, and I felt like he did that for the most part. But one thing I had to actually remember is that this man has dropped projects for the last 8 years every year. So when people are saying like, you know, they're disappointed and everything like that, and because I've seen a lot of comments where people said they're disappointed in this album. At first I got that, but then I'm like, man, you gotta understand this man has been putting out song after song, project after project every year, and it's cool. I understand that, but you gotta understand he's actually been giving his different type of fans what they want, and that's hard to do as an artist. So I'll tip my hat off to Logic for that, because that's hard to do. And for him to say he got 5 unreleased albums, I'm just like, bruh, like that's a lot. I wish he would just release them all. But I understand.
I heard R. Kelly at 19, so he got some more work to do.
Yeah, I feel that. But one thing I do want, because I was watching a couple interviews today, is I hope Logic doesn't like get too bitter with the critics on him like that, because he kind of sounds like he's going for like, oh well, if you a true fan of Logic, you will know this and this and that. Bro, you always gonna have critics of your music, and just hope that your true fans are critics too. I would hope so. So that's the only thing, man.
Shout out to Kanye West.
I just don't want him to think that, you know, just because some people might not like this about this album or like this about this song, that we hate it or anything like that. Sometimes you just gotta sit on it like I did, listen to it over and over and be like, okay, we get it now. But yo, this was a great project. Like I said, it had a couple of missteps here and there where I thought it took it out the groove of the Young Sinatra, but for the most part, Logic did his thing with it.
Yo, man, Logic did his thing on this project. I don't know what he talking about. This the Logic I've been looking for.
Hold on, I didn't say nothing bad.
No, because you said I don't know. I'm content with the Logic we be getting. No, I ain't content with that shit.
Yeah, I am. I love what Logic been doing.
Everybody album is cool. I'm never gonna listen to it again. Okay, ever. Bobby Tarantino 2 was dope.
Yeah.
Never gonna listen to it again. This, I'm going to listen to this over and over again. I think Logic was dope on this. I like the fact that when he did have guest appearances on the album, it seemed like he kind of catered his style to them, almost like he was paying homage to them.
Yeah.
Like he did it with Wale.
Yeah.
He did it with like on
paid homage to J. Cole on
no,
Style.
on YS5 he basically paid homage to Nas and
yeah.
even so when the beat flipped and he started rapping about money, he even kind of took it on a Nas and AZ tip.
Yeah.
So like I like that a lot. And then obviously with the idea of the last call, like kind of paying homage to the old Kanye West that was a genius, not the idiot that we got running around now. And on top of that, man, Logic his I think this is Logic's best album. I said that last time with the Bobby Tarantino 2. Nah, fuck
what?
that. Hey, Logic, fuck the critics. Fuck yo, I know you said this is the last Young Sinatra, but if you give me some bullshit like everybody again, bro, I'm not trying to hear that shit. I saw the video with you, and you know, I didn't see a single black person in that room critiquing that album. All the little white fans like, yo, this is Logic's best album. I agree with all the motherfuckers. This is your best album.
I'm loving this right now.
I'm so happy that this album was this good. Like I was every time I listened to it.
Yeah. And
this album's with an hour and it's 76 minutes. It's an hour and 36 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. Every time I listened to it, I was just like, it's over. I'm just saying because
I kind of felt like that too.
It didn't seem like it was as long as it was. Like it was almost as long as Lupe's album, and I wanted to turn that shit off. You know, like halfway through, like. But anyway, Logic, you did your fucking thing.
Yeah.
Final grades, like I said, this is absolutely Logic's best album. If this is the last Young Sinatra, this is definitely the way you want to go out with Young Sinatra. I get this shit a fucking check from like a big ass check because this album is really incredible.
Yeah.
I was really impressed. The rapping is on point. The styles he chose to do, the super fast rapping, everything is on point. The topics, he ain't sit here and complain about race all day. Like, you know, he wants to slap the fuck out of some homophobic hating fans. In peace though.
I felt that too when he did that.
Yo, Logic, you did your thing with this one, man.
Yeah, man, I give it a check as well. And one thing I want to point out is that no matter what people say, Logic is a master at his craft.
You are watching a master at work. Like,
I mean, really, he is.
He really
and it's like, no matter what, you can't tell me that you are not impressed by how this man spits, like his flows, or like just like, even when you watch, I was watching a Hard Knock TV interview and he just was, you know, remembering lyrics on top of his head and just doing it like that. It's like, you can't really say that about people because you really have seen the work throughout the years of how much work he's put into his music and his flow and everything like that. So I feel like this is the best album where he shows his skill at work.
Man, this is his best
for
album,
real.
Period.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The Incredible True Story is still my favorite album.
He's still on that shit.
Yeah, man. You gotta know. We ain't about to sit here and rank albums though. But Logic, bro, this album is great. Keep it up, man.
Yes.
Keep it up, man.
Keep this up. I know you said you changing the sound, but man, you sounded like you was from the straight 90s on some of these joints. I was just like, yo.
Yeah.
Keep it up, man.
Yeah, man.